Do you struggle to come up with new CNC projects to make and sell? If so, you're not alone. This is one of the most frequent questions I get asked. What do I make? So in this video, I'm sharing 5 easy CNC projects that you can make and sell, how to actually make them, and then the cost and what we can sell them for breakdown for each project. If you want to make and sell any of these projects yourself, I'll have the files and bits available in the description below. Today's inspiration is coming from Wayfair.com. I just want to reiterate that we're not trying to compete with Wayfair. We're simply using their website to gain inspiration to make and create and sell our own products in our own markets. So let's jump right in. Number 1 is this Choose Happy sign. Wayfair has it listed as the farmhouse wall decor, but it could be any style that you wanted. All right, so there's a few reasons why this one caught my eye, but mainly it's because it's really simple to make, really cheap to make as well. So materials, fence pickets. Now, you've maybe seen people use fence pickets to create different products, and fence pickets would work really, really well here. So doing a quick online search, it looks like locally I can get a fence picket for $2.08. The bits that you would need to create this is simply just a 60-degree V-groove bit. Now, the steps to make it is first we need to prepare our stock. So it would be cutting down that fence picket down to 18-inch sections or whatever size you wanted your sign to be. The fence pickets are 5.5 inches wide. To make one the same size as this one, you would need 3 fence pickets wide. The backer to connect all the fence pickets together. That way, because we're gonna machine this and you want something stable. So one at the top, one at the bottom, and then you'll paint the whole thing the color you want, give it the rustic look you want, or no rustic look. But the key is to paint it a different color and then put it on the CNC and machine whatever saying that you wanted with that 60-degree V-groove bit. And so you're gonna basically remove the paint where that bit goes, and it's gonna pop. The wood letters are gonna pop against the paint color. This has a lot of possibility. If you don't have a lot of experience with CNC or you're just getting into it, like this is an excellent project to start with. So next, let's talk about selling this. I want to give you inspiration, but also give you some direction on where I see this being sold and why it would sell. So the first one is why do I think this sign will sell well? Well, wall decor sells well in general because everybody is transforming their spaces, their living spaces, to feel a certain way. The Choose Happy saying is a really, really good one. Because it evokes an emotion, right? Like you walk into your living room, it says choose happy. We're all faced with negativity all around us. So this one would stick out really, really well. So good products bring up some kind of emotion. So how much could we sell this for? Well, let's look at how much material and the time estimates that we would have into making this. Roughly $3 into materials. You're gonna have more upfront cost, I get that, but you're gonna be able to make multiple signs with a can of spray paint. So I'm estimating about $3 into material cost to make one of these signs. You can make it in less than an hour. Not a very difficult project at all as far as the time it takes. You could set this up. Limited programming, design files, very limited, it's just text. I think this could sell for $40 or more depending on your market. I think I wouldn't sell it for anything less than that. All right, number 2 is a really unique take on a product that's done a lot, and that is trays. So I really, really like the flair on this one, the design flair, and it's a really, really cool idea. So how do we make this? I would use hardwood for this, and really, I think that really sets, it equals the design, if that makes sense. A hardwood with some kind of poly on it to really make the grain pop. But if you wanted to paint it to make it a solid color, that could look cool too. You could use a softwood. You could even make this out of pine or MDF or something along those lines. But you'll also need some acrylic to pull this off. I'll talk about here in a second. So to make this, we'll be using a downcut bit and an O-flute bit. The O-flute is to cut the acrylic. So looking at this, how do we make this? Well, first, we need to cut our design out, and it can be literally any kind of design. They got a geometric design look here. Looks really cool. And then we're gonna cut that circle base out. Then we're gonna glue up another panel and cut out our outside rim. To minimize waste, I realized that something like this can generate a lot of waste because you're cutting that rim out, and what are you going to do with the middle? And a really good tip, a really thing to do is to make a smaller version, right? So you start with your bigger tray, and then maybe you offer 2 other sizes and size down to really utilize that waste. Then we're going to cut a piece of acrylic, a circle that will fit inside the whole tray to make it a solid bottom and see-through. So I went back and forth a little bit on how to design this. And what I like is I like a nice consistent look. You can see the look all the way down the edge on what you see. So I actually, in this case, I actually want my base to fit inside my rim and then attach it that way. Now, there's pros and cons here. Maybe I don't use nails. Maybe I just use glue in that case, or something on the back. Because if you oversized the base and the rim sat on top of the base, that's where I was thinking you could use glue and then pin nails in the backside, and you would never see them because they would be, it's hard to see them anyways, but they would be on the base. I don't like pin nails through the side, so maybe glue, and maybe just glue. So price breakdown, what can we make it for? What can we sell it for? Estimate the material cost to be about $15. That's including the wood and the acrylic. Maybe a little bit more. Wood prices are different everywhere, but I think you can make this definitely for under 20 bucks in material costs. That does not include the price of handles. Handles could be, it really just depends on how high end you want to go. So I didn't include handle prices. I think this could sell for $75 plus, depending on the size and the design, but this one in the right place, to the right person that really likes modern design, I think this is $75 and up. Wouldn't go less than that. This really, really looks high end. And again, I think this has the possibility to go $150, $200. Like, those are very, very possible in the right markets. But locally for me, I think this is a $75 product. So there's a really powerful tip I've got here in a second. But first, I want to share number 3 with you. And then I'll share this tip because it has to do with this category. So number 3 is this pet elevated feeder. So serving bowls, dog bowls, food bowls for dogs, cats, things like that. I really like this one. This one caught my eye. The material that they used was actually mango wood. Kind of looks like maple. So I figured that we could use some maple hardwood and then make our own legs for it. So if you go out and do research, there are endless designs for pet bowls, pet food bowls. And so I think that we could make our legs out of the same wood or a contrasting wood and paint them black. But I really like the light colored top because you can laser engrave on it and get some really good contrast. So you can laser engrave a saying, a funny saying, cool saying, dog's name, things like that. So I like using a nice hardwood and putting a clear coat on it of some sort to protect it. So to make this would be really easy. It's just a downcut bit, or you could use a compression bit, but downcut bit is all you need here, 1/4 inch downcut bit. And you're literally just cutting 2 holes. And then where the tricky design, what you want to do with the legs, you could cut arches that go, on the ends and then nail into the maple. There's a lot of different ways you could do. But if we wanted to design it just like this, the way they have it, I would just make the legs out of some cheap pine and paint them. So cut, 1 inch by 1 inch strips, make a frame, make legs that come down off from it, and then attach the top to it. That's what you would do to get this look. All right, so what does it look like to sell something like this? Well, one, the reason it caught my attention is people spend a lot of money on pets. The other thing about a pet bowl, like a dog food bowl, is that's something that you use every day. You fill it up every day. Dogs eat every day, multiple times a day. So it's something that gets used a lot in a popular niche. So I think this product has a lot of possibilities and you can really make some money with it. Price breakdown. What can we make it for? What can we sell it for? For this design specifically, I think you're looking at about $7 to $8 into materials and about an hour worth of labor. I bet you could get these done even faster because you're literally cutting 2 holes, sanding. You could make it out of 1 board. If you get a 6-inch wide board, cut it down, sand it, cut 2 holes in it for pet bowls, put a round over or a chamfer on the edges, and make the base, assemble it, you're good to go. So I think you could do these really, really quick. But based on some quick research just online, you could easily sell this for $60 to $70 or even more depending on the market. Again, bare minimum, I think $60. If you're gonna do something personalized, $75, $80. Now, again, this is an area where people spend a lot of money and they use every day. So if you put their pet's name on it, man, that is so powerful. And I think you could sell these all day long at that price point. I want to share one of my favorite tricks that I use to find these products that are more popular than others. And so I go on wayfair.com. You can do this on any website. So what that looks like on Wayfair is they have the sort by drop down here, and it's sorting by recommended right now. So they're serving you based on certain parameters that we really don't know, but they recommend them, right? But we can go to sort by price, high, low, but go to this customer rating. And so what this is going to do is this is going to push the higher rated, the customers that found the product more satisfying, they were satisfied with it, at the top. So then we can go through it and we can look at these reviews here. This couch, for example, has 1,759 reviews. This one right here, this cat litter box enclosure and end table, has 7,400 and it's 4.5 stars. So a really cool thing. We can drill down even further. And if we scroll to the bottom, this is on every website, by the way. If we scroll to the bottom, it has all the reviews. So you can literally look and see what real people left. Lauren says it's perfect. I hope to find a liner to fit. Brittany says, perfect. My cat loves this enclosed box. He went to it immediately. So this gives you you can actually get ideas to make customizations to the product. Maybe someone has an idea in here. They also have consumer like pictures. You can look and see what it looks like in the space. And you can also look for negative reviews and see what people don't like about it and solve that problem. So a lot of options here. So this one has 7,400. It's a 4.6 review. Now, a website's never going to give you like the sales numbers per se, but we can kind of reason that this item or a item has been popular or hasn't been popular. Like if you see some of these other ones, like if we look at these other, go down here. Okay, this one has 1,800 reviews. Now, it could be on the website longer. There's other factors, but this is how we can do our research and see what's popular, what hasn't been popular, what people like, what people don't like, and add our creativity to it and make a really cool product that has the potential to sell well. So this is, again, just how gathering inspiration and doing research based on real people buying real products. All right, next is this mirror. Now, this is a really, really cool idea, and it's super powerful. I haven't seen anybody do it yet, but making wall mirrors. Now, I had to do a little bit of research, and I went on to Amazon to see if you could buy mirror material. what mirror glass? It's basically glass. Now, we can't cut glass on a CNC router anyways, so it's easier just to buy the piece of glass and then build a mirror base to fit your pre-cut piece. So this one has a metal outside, but I really think walnut would look really, really good here. So here's my initial thoughts on how to make this. So it'll be a downcut bit. Again, we're doing a circle, so there's going to be waste in the middle. So making a smaller mirror, smaller size mirror to try to use some of that waste would be key. But basically you'd cut the rim edge out of your hardwood, make a smaller mirror out of the center to optimize material usage, and then I'd use a plywood backer so it fits inside the rim. You could probably use MDF or something like that. We're making the outside rim larger than the backer because we want to hide that plywood edge. If you look at the back, they actually have some of these tabs. So I think that's the way you do it, is you actually don't use any nails or anything. You use whatever these tabs are. We have to do some research on them. If you know what these tabs are right here, in the back, you can zoom in. look like little tiny screws. Yeah, that's basically the way we want to build it, is we have walnut around the back edge and then have an 1/8 inch plywood backer. And that's what our mirror is going to attach to. So I think this will sell well because it is a daily use item. Mirrors, we look in a mirror every single day. And so it's one of those things that's often overlooked. But if you could make a custom mirror for somebody out of walnut or something like that, it looks really good. You could even laser engrave the outside, I was thinking, and make like a really cool gift. You can't laser engrave glass. I've learned that the hard way. You can't laser engrave, at least with a CO2 laser, maybe a fiber laser. Fiber laser, not sure. Let me know down in the comments if you've engraved glass with a fiber laser, because that could be really cool too. Like you could put a really cool quote on it. It's like a wall decor piece, but taking it up a notch. Right? It has form and function and makes someone feel something. I think it's a really big winner. So the mirror that I found on Amazon real quick was a 12-inch mirror, 12-inch round, for $12. So I figured you have $5 into the wood. This could be made in less than an hour. This is not a very difficult project. It's a really easy project. I think we can easily get out of that 12-inch round, I think you can easily get 90 to 100 bucks out of it, or more, depending on the size. I actually think that you go bigger with this. I don't know how much a 3-foot round piece of glass is, but think about if you had a 4x4 CNC and you did a 4-foot mirror that someone put in their bathroom, custom mirror, and they looked at it every day and it was a big statement piece. Like, you sell that for $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. Like, that is something that is a big statement piece. Now, I don't have the numbers. I haven't done the research on a 4x4 piece of glass, mirror glass, but I think there's a lot of possibility there, and it's something that's possible on our CNCs. All right, so the next project that caught my eye is this jewelry organizer tray. All right, to make this one's made out of like a suede or leather, which you could do the inside of your pockets that way. That could look kind of cool. But again, this is just make this out of a hardwood lumber, one that you like. One that I came across recently that I'm looking forward to trying is, I think you say sapele, I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. It has some beautiful color to it. I think it would look really good here. So to make this, it would be a downcut bit and basically 8 pockets. Now you might have to, it'd be pretty hard to get a wide enough board to make something like this, but you could, if you could get an 8 or 10 inch wide board, that would really enable you not to have to glue things together and have glue line, like grain lines where you see the change. So I really like making things like this out of one piece of wood, and it actually ups the value of it as well, because it's like, one, that wood's probably more expensive, but 2, it's like, hey, this was made out of one piece of wood. It kind of adds to the story. So if you have to though, glue 2 pieces of wood together, set up your pockets, 8 pockets, that's all it is. Now you could change the design. You could make some smaller pockets, some bigger pockets, but I really like how this one, the thin border in between the pockets is really what sets the dividers, is what sets this off. They're thin, they're sleek, they look really good. So why do I think this will sell well? One is, this isn't my world, but a lot of people's world, there is jewelry involved in it. And I don't know if you know this or not, but jewelry is one of the highest sales categories on Etsy. The highest sales shop on Etsy is Caitlin Minimalist, I think, and it's a jewelry shop. So there's a lot of people that are buying jewelry and they need a place to put their jewelry. Everybody that wears jewelry has a place to store it. And I think this is really unique because, one, it displays them, looks really cool, and they're easy to see on a nightstand, something like that. This is a high-end item. So what can we make this for and sell it for? Well, it's going to depend on the wood that you make it out of, but I think you'll have around $15 into hardwoods into something like this. Again, that's going to depend on where you live. The sanding is what's going to take the longest, but if you do a finishing pass with your CNC, meaning decreasing your step over, making your step over smaller, you can really limit the amount of sanding that you have to do on these trays. Otherwise, it's a nightmare. I've been there and it's a lot of sanding. I think you can sell this for $75 to $100. Again, this is one of those items where it could go for more in the right market. If you're in front of the right people, it's a great gift. You could even laser engrave like on the backside, like an anniversary. It's a very giftable product. So which one of these projects are you the most excited about? Again, the goal of this video is that you leave excited, inspired, be like, wow, I could make that, or I never would have thought of that. And to give you an idea of what it can be made for, to give you an idea on the steps, that when you do get into the shop, this will give you a head start, and you refer back to the specific project and be like, okay, this is the next step, this is the next step, but I want to do it this way, and I want to do this way. And you can make those decisions with your inspiration and make something unique and really, really cool. So how many of these projects do you think you'd have to sell in a year to net 10K with your CNC? Well, in this video right here, I go down the complete breakdown of what it actually takes to make 10K in a year with your CNC. Click right there and I will see you in that video.